How about a super boring question for today? Well, it's not going to be that bad. But ultimately, this is a really important question that, yes, on the surface, it might seem boring, but it can kind of cause some problems later. Check this out. If you do it the wrong way and then you have to implement that second way, ultimately, by building an integration against this wrong way of doing it, you have to do it both wrong ways. And that's a bit of a problem. This is one of those memorization based things for best practices. It works both ways, but ultimately, if we do it wrong, the first time, we're going to have to then either go fix it or it's going to cause problems later. So I'm excited to talk about this question. Then we're going to talk at the end of this video as far as to give some more context in this perspective. So before we do, though, SwiftOtter.com, go there. We have a lot of Magento or Adobe Commerce training resources, and it's going to help you up your game, become a better developer, and best of all, it helps you prove that you are a better developer because you get certified. So right there, it's a excellent resource. Let's look at our question here for the week. You are reviewing a pull request for some new functionality, and notice the following endpoint. All right, here is the XML and web API.xml file that we're looking at. We have our URL, we have a method of post, we have a service class, and a method. What changes, if any, should be made to this endpoint? So we are reviewing this code where we should give feedback. And so we have three different options to look at. A, the endpoint is built according to best practice and should be left as is. B, put should be used since the endpoint is used for updating existing resources. Or C, the service class definition needs to be changed to the actual class implementation. Now, which one of these would you select yourself? Let's go back and take a look at this question again, just for your review. We have our XML here. Which of these three options? Either change nothing, or we change the method to be put, or we change this interface to be a concrete class. Which of the three would you select? Now, the one I would select is this one, B. Put should be used since the endpoint is used for updating existing resources. Now, we might bring up the question, okay, so where should I use put? Where should I use post? Well, it gets easy. And those are the primary three. There's obviously options and patch, etc. But for an API, pretty much is going to be get, and delete. Get, post, put, and delete. So where do we use each one of these? And I'd like to view this as with a slight analogy, if I may. Look at it this way. Let's say you have a shelf on the wall and you are looking to purchase something to put on the shelf. So we ordered off of Amazon, ubiquitous, of course, and they deliver it. Well, that wouldn't be delivering it via FedEx, but some other wonderful e-commerce brand. They deliver it. We're excited. It's on the front porch. We open it up and we put it on the shelf. That would be a post request. We are creating a new item to live in our shelf database. As such, we would be using the post request in this scenario. Now, let's say we don't like it. It's collecting dust faster than we think it should, although that kind of is natural. So there's something wrong with it. So we say, out with the old. We are going to make a change with this. So what we do is instead of throwing in the trash, we give it one more shot. We take a rag, we clean the dust off of it. We pull it off the shelf, clean the dust off of it, and we put it back on the shelf. Well, guess what? That was a put operation. It sounds elementary, but it helps me to think through it as far as analogies go. So in this case, we are modifying what's there, literally like you see in this GIF here. These characters, I don't know what movie this is, but these characters are changing in front of our eyes. We're cleaning that dust off that item we just put on the shelf, probably like 5 years ago if you're like me. And then finally, perhaps this is slightly out of order, but bear with me. We have the get value. So unlike me trying to pull a tennis ball, well, I'm not a dog, but me pulling a tennis ball out of the water, which I would be getting far wetter than this dog. What we have to do is we just reach up and pull this item off the shelf. It's there. We need to use it, or maybe we're showing it to a friend, a relative. Hey, check this cool thing I have on the shelf. But that's, of course, after we modified it by dusting it because it's been sitting up there for a year. So remember, post, put an item there. Put, we change the item, and get, we pull the item off the shelf. Hopefully that allows it to stick just a little bit easier for you. Looking forward to next week's Knowledge Bite question. Talk to you later.